Breaking news into CBS Sports HQ, Giannis Antetokounmpo did not suffer any structural damage to his left knee, but his timetable to play again is unclear. That's according to ESPN. The two-time MVP hyperextended his knee after landing awkwardly in the third quarter of last night's Game 4 loss to the Hawks. He did not return. The Eastern Conference Finals return to Milwaukee Thursday with the series tied at 2 apiece. And this is a growing list of NBA star players forced out of these playoffs due to injury. Now, the Bucks without Giannis, the Hawks were without Trae Young, the Clippers without Kawhi, the Jazz without Conley and Mitchell, Lakers without AD, Nuggets without Murray, Nets without Kyrie and Harden. The list goes on and on. With this latest news, let's welcome in our Avery Johnson. So it could be good news for the Bucks, although we don't have any timetable. Giannis did not suffer any structural damage to that left knee. So Avery, your initial thoughts on this latest news?
Well, this is fantastic news, not only for Giannis, but for the Bucks' entire organization. And that's even if he's not able to return for this series. There was a possibility that this could have been an MCL, an ACL. You just never know. But fortunately, when they said no structural damage, that was news to my ears. And I know it was news to the fans of Giannis and all of his great exploits, Milwaukee Bucks and NBA fans all around the world. So I'm excited to hear this news. Hopefully, he's going to maybe miss Game 5 and be able to come back to Game 6. Maybe there's a miracle where he's able to play in Game 5. But overall, Jenny, this is incredible news for the NBA.
We saw how the Hawks were able to go out there in Game 4 and perform without Trae Young out there. So how do you think the Bucks do respond if he is out for Game 5 and beyond?
Well, you have to find the guy that needs to play above his pay grade and above his basic stat line ratio. You saw what happened with the Hawks. We've been asking, where is lemon pepper Lou Williams throughout the playoffs to really have a breakout performance? And Lou Williams had a breakout performance for Atlanta. Now, who's going to step up for the Milwaukee Bucks? Drew Holiday, I think, is a guy that can really step up and score 35, 40 points in the game. Obviously, we've seen it with Chris Middleton. Brook Lopez is a guy that I think has been underutilized, not behind the three-point line, but inside. So look for a guy like Drew Holiday to really step up and try to get that Batman cape and help Chris Middleton on the offensive end if Giannis is not available for Game 5.
Avery, just a brief question on what you think is going on with the NBA. There have been so many injuries this playoff season. What do you think is happening?
Well, what I've seen happen over a lot of networks is just an overreaction by saying, we've squeezed this season in after the season last year in the bubble, and that's what's leading to all these injuries. I don't buy that 100%. First of all, this was a negotiated agreement between the Players Association and the owners. Both sides had to agree on this. And when both sides agreed on it, some of the injuries that have happened, those injuries would have happened if they had 8 months off. You look at Trae Young, that was a freak accident. Chris Paul, safety protocols. Kyrie Irving, freak accident, came down on somebody's ankle. James Harden came into the season overweight. Anthony Davis has had a long history of injuries throughout his career. So I don't buy the 100% argument that all of these injuries have happened just because we've squeezed the season in at a short period of time.
You think it's more bad timing and bad luck. Avery Johnson, thank you so much for joining us here on CBS Sports HQ with the latest news about no structural damage to Giannis Antetokounmpo's knee. That is great news for the Bucks. And we'll see what happens if they will be available for Game 5, which takes place tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And tonight we got Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Remember, the Clippers defeated the Suns in Game 5 to pull within 3-2 in this series. That one will all go down tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.